Hi, Go community. Um, Today we're going to explore how to embed a Google Doc. Specifically, this is when we've made a copy of a Google Doc because we wanted to make our own modifications that are right for our fellows. And then just make sure that update is reflected in Canvas. First thing that we're going to want to do is just kind of make sure that we have the right document. We recently, in another how-to video, which is actually above this one, learned how to create a copy of a Google Doc. And this is our updated copy. Um, what we're going to do is then go to the page where we wanted to update it. I'm going to pretend this is the page that I duplicated. And as you can see, there's a deck right here for it, which looks very different. And that's because of all of the awesome modifications we've made. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit edit. And when we hit edit, it's going to bring us into the regular kind of screen that we always see when we're looking at Canvas as a teacher. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here in the bottom right and click the brackets right here, which will bring me to the HTML editor. Just want to give you a warning when you click this and you're not seeing code every day, this might be a little overwhelming, but we're going to take our time here. So when you click it, you actually see the code that is telling Canvas what to read and write. So that way us as teachers, as well as our fellows, see what we want them to see. When we're looking in the HTML, we're going to see all of these little tags or kind of brackets with some kind of word or letter inside of them. And these are just signals of what's actually being expressed within the reader. When we're looking to update a link, what we'll see are these HTTPS. These are your URLs, right? So these are what we're actually looking at. And when we're trying to update an embedded link, what we want to do is we want to go through and identify a tag that says iframe. Iframe is when we're taking a document as well as a URL from outside of Canvas and embedding it inside of it. Within here, we're going to see a lot of different stuff. You're going to see the style, which is just saying style. And then we're going to find the next one, which is source. And source is going to be the actual URL that we're going to embed. One thing I want to make sure we do is before we do anything to this code, I want us to just paste the code or the URL from the document that we're trying to bring in. So I took this URL up here, copied it, and then I pasted it inside the code right where I believe it's going to go. I did this for one very specific reason. For Google Docs, it tells the reader different ways when something is embedded versus when something is being viewed or when something is ready for edit. And if you see right here how it says embed on the URL that's currently being lived, and then if you look at the one that I just pasted, it says edit, that means that they're not going to express the same thing. So what we want to do is we want to take where it says edit, it's always going to be right here at the end, and there's always going to be that hashtag slide. Sometimes the hashtag slide won't be there, and it will just be edit at the end, but it's always going to be at the end of the URL. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to type embed. And then I'm going to highlight this again. I'm going to cut it. So Control X or right click cut. And then I'm going to just stay within the quotations. So I'm going to highlight that whole thing. And then I'm just going to paste that new URL. I'm going to click this bracket one more time. And now we have our new slide. I know this can feel really overwhelming for your first time, but once you start getting used to it, you'll start doing it in 10, 15 seconds. I promise. It's really just about practice more than anything else. All right, thank you. See y'all soon.